Hello Scorpio, so I'm doing your weekly reading for October the 5th to the 12th. As always, there will be timestamps in my description box below if you want to skip anything, okay? We're going to do your spirit animal guidance message, your rune, your healing crystal, intuitive message, and the tarot, okay? Right, antelope and decisive action. Now, you would have noticed that that card came out squiffy, right? So there is a lot of uncertainty that is going on for our Scorpio collective. What to do? What is the right thing to do here? What can I do here? I don't know. More questions than answers, which is why someone is struggling to make a firm decision, and therefore struggling to take that decisive action. Because you can't really take action when you don't know what's going on, right? One of these things must follow the other. So, yeah, your thoughts need to get put into alignment here, right? It says you're being told unequivocally that it's time to get moving. Set your intentions and take action towards making your dreams a reality. You have a door in front of you, so trust your instincts here. And of course, the antelope, they live through their survival instincts. They have to, because they are a prey animal. Okay, if they didn't have a little spider web, when did that turn up? Little buggers. Yeah, if I get distracted so easy. Oh, squirrel. They have to live through their instincts, because if they didn't, there'd be a lot less hungry lions out there. Let's just put it that way. So, Scorpio, for you, trust in your instincts, trust in your intuition, right? What is it that your gut reactions are telling you about this particular situation, okay? And trust that. Follow through with that. So, it's time for you to make your dreams a reality. It sounds cheesy, but it is literally magician energy, right? When you consider the magician card, what is it that they're doing? They're manifesting. What does that actually mean? It means they're taking their idea out of their head and they're creating it in their physical reality, okay? The finest example I can give you guys of that, how that's going to manifest in real time in your life, consider this. I used to be a metal worker before I went public on YouTube, right? I had to quit because the prices of everything was just absolutely ridiculous. It was no longer financially an option to be a metal worker anymore. It was costing more than what it was bringing in, right? So when I was doing that job, I would draw out on a bit of paper the plan that was in my head for a design for a piece of jewelry. Now, I cannot draw to save my life, right? But even the most basic designs were still drawn out in a very basic way on a bit of paper. And that was step number one of taking the idea out of my head and making it into something physical. And then that plan, that shoddy redrawing, was then translated into the metal, right? That's manifesting. Because now that piece of jewelry that used to reside only in my head is now in the physical world, right? That's this energy here. Set your intentions and take action towards making your dreams a reality. The same sequence of events, if you will, needs to be followed with that example that I gave you. So the idea needs to be on a bit of paper, and then once you can see it physically in front of you, from that point you're going to have a plan. Okay, so this is how I'm going to get from A to B, and then from B to C, and then from C to D, right? It's much easier for you to carve your path, as it were, towards your goals, towards your ambitions, when you've got some kind of plan in front of you, right? That's this here. And to help you to achieve that, go with your instincts, okay? But it is time for you to take decisive action here. Step number 1 is going to be the hardest. It usually is, right? Just make a start. Okay, let's take a look at your rune message. What rune message do you have for Scorpio? And that was nice and quick. Inga's, now this one's come out squiffy as well. So it says fertility, miracle growth, and new beginning. But it's scattered energy. So when that one is not, again, it indicates that you're not fully in alignment with what you're needing to be in alignment with here. There could be multiple reasons for that. Okay, there could be like a conflict of interest, a conflict of ideas, a conflict of your own ideas. Do you know what I mean? Like two conflicting ideas in your head on how to get to this particular goal that you want to get to. It could literally be a combination of so many different things, but there's definitely an internal conflict here that's going on. So when this comes out squiffy, Scorpio, it tells me that some of you guys are struggling with productivity. Okay, you're not being as productive as what you could be, and you could nudge that up a level. Okay, you genuinely, you can nudge it up a level. So they're asking here for you to use your common sense, okay, and to put the work in, right? The best starting point is to cut out what's not working and to double down on what is working, okay? Whenever this one comes out squiffy, it's like, yeah, okay, something isn't growing, right? It's not growing the way that it should be. It's not growing the way that you know that it could be, right? Instead of waiting for opportunities, because it came out squiffy, if it was upright, it's like, oh, Scorpio, there's an opportunity right there. Grab it quick. When it comes out squiffy, it's Scorpio, you're going to have to create this opportunity for yourself, okay? This is all about you creating the opportunities where there is a current lack of opportunities in front of you. So instead of sitting on your hands and waiting, it's like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm going to make these opportunities, right? That is going to encourage the growth. Okay. And I'm forever and a day telling everybody, double down. You've got to double down, right? Where there's no growth or where anyone's trying to push you out, you've got to double down. And I like to think that I myself live by that as well. So if any of you guys have been with me for a long time, and I know some of you guys have, again, I'm using another personal example to put an imagery to what's going on with this energy coming out squiffy for you. Anyone who's been with me for a long, long time, first of all, thank you. I definitely do appreciate you. You would have seen the struggles that I've gone through with my channel. I'm using that as an example because that's what you know, that's what you can see, right? I've had everything from friggin' death threats, click bombs, bots, people cloning my channel multiple times across multiple of their channels. Like I've had it all, right? I've doubled down. And since I doubled down on my efforts, I've started to see real tangible growth again, right? The past 3 years specifically has been absolutely fucking horrendous. Like it's been, everything's been chucked at us, one after the other, after the other, after the other, right? The key here, Scorpio, is don't give up, right? Now, again, Inga's coming out squiffy. The temptation is to quit what you're doing and to start something new someplace else, right? that is so, so tempting. That's not necessarily going to be the silver bullet that you might think it will be. Right? He's literally, he's holding a... I know the name for that, but I've got brain fog at the moment. It's a Japanese sword. I know you're all going to be screaming at me in the comments, telling me what it is. And I'm going to be kicking myself when that word comes through. I know what the word is, I just can't find it right now. But anyway, it's a weapon, okay? And at the moment, it's still, it's sheathed. Right? So there is so much that you could do about your situation, Scorpio, that at the moment you're not doing. Okay? And again, it's like, yeah, you're going to have your own personal reasons behind why you're not using the tools that are currently available to you. You're going to have your own personal reasons behind that, and that's absolutely fine. Just understand that at some point this week, Scorpio, you are going to have to use the tools that are at your current disposal, right? And again, that's going to help you with your growth, with you achieving whatever this is that you're trying to achieve, okay? Ingas. I understand the frustrations behind the lack of growth, the lack of movement, the lack of things improving, right? Again, right there with you, okay? I'm not above it all or anything like that, okay? I'm literally, I'm down in the dirt with everyone else, right? I understand the frustrations that come from that lack of growth. They're saying here, Scorpio, to use those frustrations as a force of good. Okay? Use those frustrations as fuel to double down on your efforts. Now, I am going to leave that one in the upright position, okay? Because growth is definitely very, very possible here. Okay, so I prefer to leave it in the upright so that you can harness the positive qualities of that Inga's energy throughout this reading, which is that spark of inspiration, right? It's that energetic burst. It's that determination to moving towards positive change and evolution, right? It's very creative energy. And also, just as a side note, Ingas can be tied into music as well. So I don't know if any of you guys are musically inclined. Might be worth you taking a closer look at that. Maybe music healing or playing some music, anything like that, okay? If you're not musically inclined, maybe this is the week for you to pick up an instrument. Possibly. There's a lot of things to consider with that particular energy. Okay, so let's take a look at your healing crystal. And again, I always say it with this deck. I love this deck. It's one of my favorite healing crystal decks because of the messages, and only because of the messages that's in this deck. As far as working with this deck, because of the shape on it, it's a bugger to work with. But I insist on keep using it until the day happens when they reprint this as a proper tarot deck shape. Only until then I will retire this particular one. Right, so you're a healing crystal, cinnabar, and that's what it looks like. It's very, very unusual, very pretty. It kind of looks like, you know what that reminds me of? The innards of a pomegranate. That's what it looks like. And pomegranates are symbols of good health and wellness, right? Okay, so cinnabar. Ooh, first word, manifestation. It's right there. It's right there. So this is the third message. 3 for 3 cards about manifestation. It's also wealth and inspiration. This one's known as the Alchemist Stone. Cinnabar is a crystal used to enhance metaphysical abilities, to call in abundance, and to manifest your heart's desire. Cinnabar's name originated from the Persian word meaning dragon's blood and refers to the tiny red gems sprinkled across the stone. This crystal is powerful in enhancing your life force, giving you the stamina that you need to carry out your tasks and to go after the things that can feel larger than life. Cinnabar grounds and encourages you while you reach beyond what you believed was even possible. And it's associated with the sign Leo and the planet Mercury. You might have Leo placements in your own chart that you're going to be really tapping into this week, because that is a sign all about creativity, right? And of course, Mercury, that's the planet of communication, intellect, reason. It's also the planet of... It's like yearning, that's the word I'm looking for, yearning for further education, right? So maybe for some kind of further knowledge, further education is required for you, Scorpio, at this time to help you manifest to the next level that you're trying to get at. Yeah, maybe that's very possible. So Cinnabar. We'll pull more cards. We'll see how the pieces of this puzzle start to click into place. And yeah, we'll just keep getting as much information out as what we can. The cards will not sit right. They won't sit right because, as you can see, I've changed all the display out on the table. And these leaves are kind of pushing. It's fine. And it's just a little... yeah, that might really annoy me, actually. I get distracted really easily. That's so annoying. Okay, please, right, stay. Okay, intuitive messages. Anything that comes out of these reads, you guys, that you don't like the look of, that one wants to come out. Then it's perfectly within your power to change, okay? Tarot's not set in stone, it's just a temperature check, okay? Protection. And I love how that card wanted to be acknowledged as well. Protection. Okay, I do feel that additional protections are being offered to you at this time. You've got power. Yes, you do have power, Scorpio. You're not using it right now. And again, you're going to have your own personal reasons behind why you're not fully using your power. You've got Moon in Scorpio, and then there's Moon in Aries as well. Both of these cards are ruled by the Moon. Deep, intuitive emotions. Potentially a little bit of fear that's coming through. But mostly instincts. There's that word again. The Moon is a very instinctual energy, okay? So, yeah, you are going to have to lead with your instincts. There's also a message here of traditions and adaptability, and you creating your own traditions. Influence, so protection, power, and influence. What am I feeling with this one? There's definitely a lot of confusion. You know, I might have to just ask. Where's that other deck? What is this confusion that's coming through? Because that's the crux of everything here, Scorpio. And if I can get to the bottom of that particular confusion message... The King of Swords and the Nine of Cups. It's like trying to figure out if it's a good idea or not. If something is a good idea or not. Because there's logic, reason, an intellect here with the King of Swords, and then the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So someone's confused about how they're going to create this Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of plenty. It's the card of having enough, being enough, doing enough. It's the card of a good harvest, traditionally. That there's plenty to go around for everyone. It's sharing the joy, it's sharing the abundance. The confusion is coming from someone is worried about being selfish. It's like they're going, is this a selfish ambition, or is this going to be beneficial to everybody? The Ace of Swords, breakthrough. Again, the message with the sword. The sword is power. It's a tool and a weapon, and you're being guided towards using this metaphorical sword as a tool rather than a weapon. What's this breakthrough? Queen of Wands. Attractive. Attracting. What is it that you're attracting? Yeah, you're attracting your harvest. Confused about when it's going to happen, when you're going to start seeing results, because that's also patiently waiting. So you're patiently waiting to see the results of what you've already set in motion. There's confusion and worry that you'll never attain your Nine of Cups. Okay, so back to this protection, power and influence then. I'm going to have to... Hold on. I'm trying to make sense of this reading as best I can. It's you've got the problem that I've got with this reading, Scorpio, is there's a lot of conflict that's going on, and it feels like it's internal conflict, whether you're aware of it or not. Flattery. Okay. Interesting. Was this protection? Is this internal, external, or something else? Was this protection for Scorpio, please? I'm not going to sit here and make a whole bunch of guesses, right? The Two of Cups. That's external protection. External protection. I'm getting like, you're stronger when you work with others, or when you team up with someone else, specifically the Three of Swords off center. That's recovering from hurt, pain, or disappointment. A recovery from depression here also. The thing is, this Three of Swords is a lot of overwhelming emotions, and then you've got two cards here to do with the moon. I don't feel like this is someone that's hiding shit from you, Scorpio. I feel like this is you hiding shit from others at this time, because there's a worry that other people might see you as being a little bit vulnerable at this moment in time. And because it's protection, I kind of feel like others in the past took advantage of you when you were feeling the most vulnerable. So now it's like, it's almost as if you feel that you have to hide any and all feelings of vulnerability. What's this Two of Cups? Oh, okay. Queen of Wands and a King of Swords. That's come out squiffy. There's lies and dishonesty here, which is intriguing because you got the King of Swords again, and it came out over this way. I know you can't see that on the overhead camera. Pop it there. And now it's coming out squiffy, which is lies. Abuse of power, controlling energy. So you're keeping your secrets at the moment, Scorpio. You're protecting your secrets, protecting the fact that you're feeling a little vulnerable right now. Yeah, because you don't want anyone else to start abusing their power and taking advantage. This one here, that's a lack of integrity. I kind of feel like someone's afraid to share their ideas. They're afraid to share their thoughts here. You're definitely keeping everything under tight wraps right now. Okay, yeah, that's probably why this reading is hard to read through. Okay, power. What's this power for Scorpio? Nine of Swords. And that's coming out as scattered energy as well. Isolation. Isolating yourself, isolating your power. That's dealing with a lot of shit by yourself, Scorpio. A lot of shit by yourself. What's going on here for Scorpio's energy? I might have to revisit some of this. Hangman, Seven of Swords. Scheming. The plot thickens, Scorpio. What's this scheming? The Star. Off center. So is there like an Aquarius here or a Pisces that's scheming against you? And that's why you're being really secretive right now. Really standoffish right now. You've got the Seven of Swords again. Either there's an air sign that's currently scheming against you, and you're having to respond to that by being incredibly quiet right now. And keeping your plans to yourself. It's like you're pausing your own progress to try and stop this little schemer from exploiting something that you've got going on. Or this is someone who sees the potential in what it is that you're doing. They see your power and they're afraid of it. They're afraid of it. Afraid of the potential growth. I mean, that could be internal as well for some of you guys. Because there is potentially a small group of Scorpios here who are running the risk of self-sabotage, power, an abuse of power. Waiting for results. You're being told you have to create an opportunity for yourself. And we got this coming out as well. What's under there? Three of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups. Yeah, there's defending a family, defending your home, defending your future here. I mean, there's gossip. There is gossip. What? What's this influence? I feel, Scorpio, the thing is, We started off your reading with that comment of having more questions than answers, and literally that energy has been consistent all the way through this read. There are far more questions that are coming out than what we're getting answers. I'll see if I can clean this up. It's very, very complicated. Influence is clarified with the Hierophant that's come out squiffy. That's going back on something. It's going back on their words, going back on their promise, breaking their original intention. That's wishy-washy energy. What's that Hierophant? Queen of Cups. And again, it like all of these cards are coming out off whack and out of balance. So either you're out of balance right now, Scorpio, or someone else that you're dealing with is the one that's out of balance right now. Either way, it's still affecting you. It's still affecting your decision making. Because your first message out, decisive action, you have to take decisive action. And you're not doing it. You're unable to do it. I kind of feel like you're unable to do it because somebody's been lying to you. Someone's been very, very deceitful to you here. I suspect, Scorpio, that you've got another individual around you who is trying to influence your decision making. I think that that's what's going on. Can you tell us more about this energy for Scorpio, please? They're trying to influence your decision making. Knight of Wands. There's a feminine energy that's got a foul temper. There's a spiteful feminine energy coming through. They're spiteful towards you. Tell us more. Thank you. Nine of Wands. You've been standing up to them, or you have to stand up to them. Either or. If you've already been standing up to this spiteful feminine energy, obviously they don't like that. Okay? You have to keep standing up to them. And if you're not already standing up to that spiteful feminine, you need to. You need to. For as exhausting as it is, you need to stand up to them. Influence rules. They're trying to influence a change of the rules. Trying to change the rules to suit themselves. And flattery. Was this flattery? The moon and the world. So that's their weak spot. Flattery is that spiteful feminine's weak spot. And then with the moon and the world, it's the end of a difficult cycle that encourages this new growth, but there's flattery here which I feel is kind of being used against someone here, and they don't know it. The Two of Pentacles. It's balance and harmony. But this one's on a pedestal. They're on a pedestal. Ostentation. whoever that is, Scorpio, I kind of feel like they have got this opinion that they're just better than everyone else. But how that ties into everything else that we've seen in your reading, I haven't the foggiest. Right? Because this energy is, for me, trying to read through this, like this is confusing as hell. I'm not going to lie. The moon energy has come out multiple times, so no wonder it's freaking confusing. Because I feel like you're running off of limited information. I'm running off of limited information. There's been the Seven of Swords that's come out twice, which is a fuckload of lies. Like, whatever this is about, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And I feel like there's this spiteful feminine who's trying to use their it's like their sexual being to influence other people to go against you. That's dark as hell. What's this moon with the world? Scorpio. Like, the cards keep coming out off kilter. You got the Ten of Cups now that's coming out. That's instability. That's disruptions within a domestic setting. Arguments within the home. People not getting along. What's this Ten of Cups? There's darkness around you, Scorpio, and you know about it. You know about it. You don't know what you can do about it, but you definitely know about it. Strength. This is going to be a question of who can outlast the other, who can hold on for the longest. Weird message. Some there, the Six of Swords. Someone's going to break. The Lovers, Six of Wands, King of Cups, and the Tower, and the High Priestess. There's a disaster in the making here. Disaster in the making. But that particular disaster in the making is good news. It's good news for a couple. Like what? What's that disaster in the making? The Three of Cups. There's like a circle of support that is no longer going to be supporting that twisted individual. So there's a disaster in the making for them. Wheel of Fortune. So someone, here's the thing, Scorpio, I kind of feel like someone set out to try and destroy you. But that's a disaster in the making because they end up destroying themselves. And in the meanwhile, you've had to put a lot of important things on pause. Because you're like that, I can't do anything right now until this person backs the fuck off. I can't move, I can't do anything, I can't grow anything until this person backs off. What a weird energy. Wheel of Fortune, Emperor, Four of Cups, Judgment, King of Pentacles. Something here is just not good enough, Scorpio. It's just not good enough. It's just not up to scratch. It's not up to your standards here. There's that final decision that you need to make. That decisive action that you have to take is right there. And as soon as you make that decisive action, your finances is going to improve. There's the growth that you've been needing. The abundance that you've been working towards there. So are you currently allowing another person to stop you from making the next move? Because it certainly feels that way. What is this flattery? What was under there? Yeah, ostentation. I'm telling you, someone's putting themselves up on a high fucking pedestal there. What's this flattery? Eight of Pentacles. And it's come out squiffy. That's poor quality of work. That's someone not being productive. So if this is like a workplace situation, Scorpio, there's another person who's basically making out like, oh, this place would fall apart if it weren't for me. And the reality of it is they don't do fucking anything. Like, they're useless. They're blowing their own trumpet. That's someone who seems to think that they're far more important than what they actually are. Because they don't actually contribute. They pretend that they contribute, but they actually don't. They're flattered in themselves. Ten of Pentacles reversed. That is not a very well-liked individual. It really isn't. Justice. The hammer of justice. The hammer of justice is going to kick their ass. Whoever that is, Scorpio. It's going to kick their ass. Because I tell you right now, they're out of touch. They're well out of touch. That's someone who has been making your situation far more complicated, far more nerve-wracking, worrying, and difficult than what it actually needed to be. Weird. Yeah, there's your major arcana at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Wands and the Tower. You've got a significant part to play in this, Scorpio. Because we've got somehow your actions are causing this Tower. And then you've got the Two of Pentacles again. That's you staying focused on keeping yourself in balance, on keeping yourself in check. This is you weighing out all of your options, all of your possibilities. And you're like that, whatever move I make, I'm going to cause this Tower effect, whatever I do. So I have to make sure that I'm not there when it all falls to shit. Is your survival instincts. Can you tell us more? Why is it whatever move Scorpio makes is going to cause a Tower, please? The High Priestess reversed. Because someone has been manipulating this entire situation the whole way through, Scorpio. It was manipulated to be that way. Five of Pentacles. That's come out squiffy. Someone feels threatened about you making some kind of a recovery here. They feel threatened by your ability to land on your feet. This is someone who's trying to, keep you on your knees, metaphorically speaking. And that's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You're far too wise for that. What the hell? I mean, this read is insane, Scorpio. This read, like, trying to figure that out was insanely hard. It was a lot harder than what it needed to be, put it that way. But again, that's the type of environment here that you're trying to work through this week. Right, number 49, skywriting and the fates. Oh. Okay. The fates, that which we cannot change, and non-judgment. It is written in the sky that you have a destiny. You're being invited to explore certain aspects of life unique to you and you alone. That does not mean that your path will be easy or paved with gold and littered with diamonds, nor does this predict that your journey will be treacherous. It is just your path, with parts that cannot be changed and must be radically accepted as they are. In this way, whatever you're faced with, every single aspect of your life, it is perfect in its imperfection. It is neither good nor bad. It is neither in flow nor blocked. It is neither this nor that. See your life as a series of opportunities rather than an obstacle course. Once you master the skill of non-judgment, you open up to the power of curiosity, unencumbered by the burdens of yesterday's fear. As you look ahead into the potential of the future, yes, you do still need to be brave. Right now you're facing a critical moment in time with an opportunity to meet your fate, which is a choice point where you expand your influence and your capacity for abundance, love, and purposeful action. Now is the moment to leap into it, whether it be a heart connection or a call to creativity or a new identity in your work or any other area of your life. With all of your heart and your soul, your success is surely written in the stars. In order to bring your destiny to fruition, you must jump into the adventure with both feet and do your part. Okay. So you're being reminded that you do have influence over your own life to a certain degree. Some things are going to be out of your power, out of your control. So this is take precedence over what you can control. Do what you can do. Those are the bits that you can influence. Okay. Right, let's get you a shitty deck. Again, I'm really sorry, Scorpio. That read, it just felt crazy to me. Like, it was just weird. The way that I tried to read through that, it just felt weird to me. Okay, there will be so many shitty people who try to change you and who try to question who you are, but remember, you need to be a little odd to be number one, and shitty people can't even calculate that. So this is about dominance. So someone is trying to force you into doing shit the way that they're wanting you to do it, and it's just not going to work for you. That is an abuse of power. Yeah, that is what I have for you, Scorpio. I can only apologize again. That energy just felt, it just felt really weird. It felt off, right? But that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a situation that you know full well. It's trying to force you in a box or some shit. And it's just not going to work. You're just not going to go, nor should you. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that reading has been helpful. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.